What's up, boys?
Well, how we doing?
Not bad.
Johnny's in.
I guess I'll start us today. I mean, since the last one I was on, it was his MLB debut. It was Rafi Devers. I remember we were watching it. He didn't get a hit that night. Fucking fast forward 2.5 weeks or so, dude already has more hits than Pablo Sandoval in 17 games than Sandoval did in the last 2 years. Guy's the fucking best third baseman in the league. Yo, crazy ass stat, by the way. Crazy. Here we go. I'll pull it up right now. We got Devers since 725, his debut. He's 23 for 66, 348, 3 doubles, 6 bombs, 13 ribbies. Aaron Judge since the All-Star break, which was 11 days earlier, 714. 18 for 103, so Devers got more hits. Two doubles. Devers got more doubles. 6 homers, the same. 12 ribbies. Devers has more, and Judge has 47 strikeouts. Fuck Aaron Judge. Guy's a bum.
Wow, talk about a guy that went downhill, dude. Holy
He's
shit.
like he's a better Chris Carter. You know Chris Carter, right?
The Yankees cut him early this year.
Yeah, 50 homers a year, but 250 strikeouts.
Well, the thing is, he's going to strike out a ton. I don't think that he was ever going to be able to keep up with what he was doing. I think Pete Rose said it on Baseball Tonight. Nobody with over 200 strikeouts a year has ever batted over 280. And at the time Pete Rose said it, Judge was way on his way to that. And now that shit right now, I think he just struck out for, what was it? Like the
32.
32 time major league record. 32 games, consecutive games in the strikeout.
I mean, realistically, dude, he's so talented. And in the offseason, he's going to cut half those strikeouts. He's going to cut those strikeouts in half. And he already has 35 homers. Like, look what happened to Chris Bryant. Chris Bryant's rookie year struck out like 212 times, hit like 22 bombs. Next year comes back, cuts his strikeouts in half, hits 40 bombs, wins the National League MVP, and wins a World Series.
Right, but
Judge is going to make adjustments.
Yeah, but say he doesn't cut the strikeouts out, right? Say he ends up like Adam Dunn.
Yeah.
I mean, like, Adam Dunn was a fucking legit player for a decent amount of time, right? Like, he was a good player for
at least 12,
time.
13 years.
Home run. And, yeah, he'd strike out 200 times a year, but, like, so what? He's hitting you, 50 home runs and 130 RBIs. It's like, to take the strikeouts.
I mean, that too, and, like, he's going to hit the home runs because that field he plays in is a Little League field at his size.
Joke.
You know what I mean?
He's fucking 7'3". He's a fucking monster.
Yeah, so
not human.
He's 25. Like, these slumps are going to happen. You saw, Benintendi went through one. I'm sure Devers is going to hit a wall.
He's young. Pitchers catch on, and then he's going to work on stuff in the offseason. It's going to happen. There's no way he could keep up that tear he was on,
Yeah. I mean, Devers is going to fall off at some point, but that kid, dude, he's fucking 20 years old. Just making a comedy of MLB pitching, dude. His swing is so nice, man.
He walked into it. He got intentionally walked.
Dude,
for the bases loaded tonight.
That home run that he hit off Chapman was the most impressive swing I've seen in like 10 years.
I think
Up a
so.
102.7. 102.7.
First home run a lefties hit off Chapman in 6.5 years.
I thought they said it was the fastest recorded, at least, pitch ever hit for a home run.
Yeah,
since that
like
cast started,
right? 109.
How ridiculous is that?
I mean, when it's coming in 103, you put it on a barrel, it's going to go a little faster. But
well,
still.
not. He's saying that's the
barrel.
fastest. That was the fastest pitch that anybody's ever hit a home run off.
Oh! I thought you meant like fastest off the bat.
No, it's the fastest pitch.
Was it 103?
It was 102.7, 103. It really don't matter. I thought he hit 106 off the bat, or maybe 109, or I don't remember. But either way, to hit that pitch,
when you hit it or pitch it in the triple digits, it's fucking legit. Either way you look at it.
He hit it 423 feet.
20 years old, just stunned Yankee Stadium.
Gosh, that video of that Yankee fan, how it was live of him
fucking
just losing.
Unreal.
Dude, it happened again. I don't even know if he set it up this time, dude, but I guess Chapman blew another fucking save tonight.
Yeah, they were down 5. They were up 5-2. They were up 5-2. He gave up 2 earned, and they won 5-4 Bailey.
When I was at that game the other night, dude, I saw some of the most idiotic fans in the world. who thought that Chapman was the best closer in baseball.
Dude, I fucking tweeted it Sunday. I said I'm ecstatic to see Aroldis Chapman warming up when they were up by a run. When what's it called? Who hit the game? Was it Gregorius or whatever? When they went up 2-1, I was like, dude, get Chapman going. The fucking guy walks the house.
Well, but you know what though? It wasn't like that last year. Last year he was the best closer.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I don't know if he just got
until the World Series.
I think he's hurt, dude.
I think that's his
man. He looked really good. He looked really good Sunday. Like his fastball was firm. He just can't throw strikes, dude. Especially as a closer, you can't come in and walk the house. Like you got to throw strikes. You can't leave base runners.
Can I tell you my theory on this? First off, I think the stupid contract. Would they give him 4 or 5 years for $85 million? I think first off, that is a ridiculous contract for any closer.
And he just set the market too, bro. What do you think Kimbrel's going to demand now? When
it's some stupid number. But second off, you cannot throw with the velocity that he does and not expect it to take a wear on your shoulder. I don't care who you are, but when you throw that hard with those mechanics, I don't think he's going to last that whole contract with the Yankees. It's not because of his ability. I think he's going to get hurt, or he's going to eventually his velocity is going to decline dramatically. And what's made him top tier is what's going to drop him down, where his fastball is maybe hitting 97, 98. And the only thing that's keeping him up there right now is the fastball and a slider that slows down about 10 miles an hour, and he uses it half the time, or 20% of the time.
Yeah.
So when he doesn't have that fastball, he's never going to be a very productive closer.
Holy shit, did you just say something totally perfect when it comes to sports analysis?
It doesn't happen often, but when it does, connections are made.
That was fucking amazing.
Well, you know what's crazy about the Chapman thing I think is interesting is I think you could look at a parallel with the Red Sox, because to me, the Red Sox, all the problems the Red Sox had and have start with the fucking Lester thing. They all start there. And they really do, dude. Think about that shit. And the fucking Yankees did the thing that the Red Sox should have done, which is negotiate with the dude in the offseason, come close to a deal but don't get it done, trade the guy during the fucking regular season, get some pieces back, and then sign him in the next offseason, which is exactly what they did. And yeah, you sucked this year, but that was
dude. You got Gleyber Torres, the #1 prospect, and another top 25 prospect for 2 months of Aroldis Chapman, then you get him back.
Right.
Yeah, it was a big contract, but regardless, you win that deal.
Right.
The thing is,
and fucking Lester, dude, if they signed, I know we don't even have to get into this, and I don't want it because I was a huge Lester guy, because he could pitch in the postseason. We could have got Lester, I think, at 4 years, $120 million or something, or $100 million something.
It was 22, 23 million a year.
Yeah, and instead we get fucking David Price at fucking 32 and a half.
The difference is between Aroldis and Lester is Aroldis verbally committed to saying, I'm going to come back to the Yankees, whereas Lester, he loved Boston, he wanted to come back, but his interest was elsewhere. You knew that Theo wanted him.
No, don't try to turn it on Lester. It's because fucking Lucchino came out and offered him 17 million, and he said, "Oh, that's going to be that
They offered.
Lucchino's a jackass.
Yo, Joe, you want to give us a mute so your dog isn't fucking having an orgasm on the thing?
Hey, give me a second.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I thought you trained that dog.
Sanders is over there popping a chubby.
Only a half a wiener chubby. Dog, pun intended.
That's funny, man.
Let's not talk about Lester. This is upsetting.
Yeah, dude, I love Lester. Well, who else has got something for us? I just rambled on about the Sox.
Dude, I love talking to Red Sox.
Ezekiel Elliott. Let's go on Zeke, dude. Fucking clowns. Fuck Zeke, dude. 6 games. I hope he serves everything. Fuck Jerry Jones. Fucking pushing Commissioner Goodell to get Brady for 4 games. Zeke's a douchebag, dude. This is his 3rd instance. I was down in Fort Lauderdale for spring break for baseball. Dude, in 20 minutes before this happened, another instance that I'm talking about, but the one where he ripped the fucking girl's top off, literally on a boat cruise and everyone's watching it's on video. Dude, this guy's an idiot. Yeah, there might not be full evidence or whatever, but he's had a history of being a moron with girls. Fucking get this asshole out of the league and let him learn.
Who are we talking about?
Zeke.
Ezekiel Elliott.
10 minutes after, I don't know if you've seen the pictures yet. I haven't seen the TMZ pictures yet, but 10 minutes after the ruling came down, TMZ released a shitload of pictures of her fucking bruises all over.
I saw him. There's like 9 pictures. There's one on her neck, her arms, her legs.
But it's like he's gonna fucking sit there and say there's no fucking evidence. Which first of all,
on his side,
no evidence against Brady. But like second of all, you have his fucking pictures right there. You can see them. Like that's
apparently there's text messages though from the girl to her friend saying like the friend texted her saying like, where are you? She's like, I'm on the side of the road. And the friend goes, do you still want me to tell the police that Zeke dragged you out of the car? She said, yes. Then like 2 days later, same text messages. She's like, oh, Zeke's lawyer is about to call me. You still wanted me to tell you about that? And she was like, yes. So like there's a little sketchiness to it, but like I don't believe Zeke.
Well, that's the thing is that maybe it did happen and she's saying, do you want me to cover for him? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like you could spin that any way you want.
And apparently he didn't invite her to his like, you know, she probably thought, you know, he was a fucking her one-way ticket out, or you know what I mean? And it's nothing but a one-night stand, especially with, you know, the best back in football. Like what the fuck does she think she's getting herself into?
Third best back at most.
And I was saying in college football, I meant, sorry, that year, because this happened in college. Fair. And what's it called? And he didn't invite her to his birthday party or whatever. And she's like, oh, can I come? And he said no. And she said, you just made the worst decision of your life. I'm going to ruin your life, on text message too. I read a lot about this on TMZ because when this shit comes out, you know, but.
And that shit might all be true, right? And it's totally like, and I'm on board with that. But here's the thing, right? Maybe she's fucking covering for him. Maybe he said, you know, I know that shit happened, but it's cool. We're all set, blah, blah, whatever. And then he turns around, doesn't do that shit, pisses her off. And she's like, no, fuck you. Like, now I'm not going to hide from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, unless she fucking beat herself up, which I suppose she could have. But you got those fucking pictures as evidence.
I mean, it's hard to beat yourself up like looking like that. You know what I mean? Like,
well, bruises aren't hard to I don't know how to say this, but bruises aren't exactly too difficult to get. And I don't know what her situation was, but
like one bruise, it's like multiple bruises.
Yeah. Do you think she's smart enough to like, I don't know, take blood thinners before and hit herself and make her bruise really easily?
It's not if she's that smart, but if she told other people and they knew what the outcome would be if they did this.
I mean, the way I'm looking at it too, to get Zeke off, like if Zeke really did something like this, he would have paid her off by now. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he would have been like, "What do you want? Like let's not get this to court. I'll pay you whatever you want."
Because he's gotten away with other stuff, you know.
I mean, true, but like I feel like. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she just wants to take her home. Won't give it to her.
Maybe these guys think they can just skate, or maybe they think someone will take care of it, or will get buried, or whatever. I mean, dude, they were doing the investigation into this last year.
Yeah,
people were talking about him getting suspended before he ever got to the league.
He's an idiot too, man. That kid's an idiot. He's so talented too, man. It's just it's a shame. It's a shame, and like something with full-time banishment for whatever. What I saw something about that.
It was 3 strikes. So the first one is 6 games. I think the second one is a full season, I want to say, and then the third
Martavis Bryant got a full year. Remember Josh Gordon got banned?
But that's different though. That's drugs.
Okay, but he got a full year. He got 6 and then a full. So you might be right with that.
So here's my
yeah.
I don't want to get political here, but as far as football politics go, what are the implications of his suspension on the rest of the league as far as it comes to punishment for offenses?
You're right.
All right,
Greg Hardy.
He just got 6 games for that. Yet you have Martavis Bryant getting a full year for marijuana.
Oh no, he got 6 games and then he failed one. He got 6 games and then he failed again. He got a year.
So, I'm sorry. Which one looks worse on the league?
Hold on, Johnny. Here's the deal, right? After the drug shit and the domestic violence shit are totally different. Bryant's failed like 3 or 4 tests. Your first one is 4 games. Then your second one is like 8 or 10 games. Then your third one is like, what are we doing? Like, you're out for the year. Gordon's failed like 5. That's why he was like an indefinite suspension.
I'm talking about Bryant.
Right, Bryant, the same thing. He's failed like 4 or 5 drug tests. So he was like out like indefinitely. You're out for the year, and then I'll let you back in if you're going through the right treatment program. After the Ray Rice incident, they came out and detailed a thing about domestic violence, specifically domestic violence, so just domestic violence. So it was like your first offense, 6 games. Second offense, I think, is a full year. third offense is gone. End of story. Like that's it. So it's
if it was
like the drug thing and the domestic violence thing are on two different levels. You know what I'm saying?
They're on two different levels, that's for sure. But I'm sorry. What was the suspension that John Brown, the kicker for the Giants, got? Did he get 4 games?
I think he got kicked out. He admitted to it. I think he got.
No, he got released. He had a 4-game suspension. He got released.
Was it
so
4?
my
I
question
thought it was
is
2 actually. Like even.
I thought it was 1, but it might.
Yeah, 1 or 2.
Well, all right, that's even worse. So at this point, what's the NFL saying worse? Just by that.
I just think they've probably had enough of it because of the Hardy, the Josh Browns, the Ray Rice that they're finally just like, we don't want to hear this shit. You know, Brady getting 4. I know it's like you said, Pat, with like difference between drugs and this shit, but like, I don't know. If they heard a lot with like Greg Hardy got 2 and Brady got 4, like they almost need to make suspensions longer for people who beat women. Of course they do. You know what I mean? But they didn't in the past.
Right. Well, you know what's happened is that they've tried to cover it up. The John Brown thing, they tried to fucking cover it up. They just tried to cover it up. And so I think Goodell is like starting to learn that like maybe you shouldn't cover that shit up because it ends up coming out. And
I think this is the only thing he's done well, but I think the suspension gets down. There's no way he goes 6 games. He's going to get like 3, if any.
I don't know, man. Listen, unless the evidence comes out and says, unless they can say it's reasonable that she made it up, I think it's staying at 6. I mean, that's the rule. That's what it says. Your first offense, domestic violence, was taking it seriously at 6 games. If they really want to send a message, I wouldn't accept anything.
But what if he takes it to court like Brady? That could drag on for a year and a half.
It doesn't matter. What Brady's case, the whole thing with Brady's case is that it awarded Goodell the ultimate say, and that's like that was what the court said. So they're not going to overturn that just because of a different circumstance. Goodell is still going to have the final say on it.
Right.
I agree with Pat on this.
When they went to court, it wasn't to figure out whether Brady deflated footballs. They went to court to figure out whether Goodell had the power to make decisions instead of somebody else. So that's what they went to court for.
So
it wasn't for the
Zeke can't go to
footballs.
court for this. He could go to court with a girl, but not the NFL.
Well, see,
No. He can go with the NFL, but the decision's already upheld for that. The NFL's decision was that Goodell, under the collective bargaining agreement, had the power to make the final decisions on it.
Okay.
That's what they went to court for. It had nothing to do with footballs or the game of football. It had to do with the collective bargaining agreement, and that Goodell ultimately made the decisions, and it didn't matter what evidence was there or what evidence wasn't there.
Theoretically, Zeke could, if Zeke appeals and doesn't win the appeal, theoretically he could then try to go further and appeal again. But he won't win because, like Joe said, they've already decided. They've already said no. We're not.
Until they update the collective bargaining agreement, they can't go to court for the collective bargaining agreement because the decision was made.
Because the players are going to want that out of there, and the owners are going to say, "You need to give us something," and they're going to fuck the players over for something. I don't know what it is, but they're going to fuck the players over for something just to get. I would think, at least.
Yeah. It's a lot of stupid law stuff that you don't want to have to think about. But that's what happens when you have a Goodell-run NFL. Everything's got to be scrutinized and watched over and done to an extra amount because Goodell has all the power.
Right. Well, and also, I mean, we're living in an age now where it's like every single second people want information about everything. So it's like nonstop.
And they can get it with the social media and camera and everything,
Yeah.
So
there's got to be a response to something immediately. You know what I mean?
All right, boys. We're hit me with. I don't know if you guys did it yet. We'll start with Johnny. Funniest thing you've done this week, heard this week, whatever. What's up?
All right. Well, most of the stuff that I've done that would be funny is not safe for this, but I'm just gonna have to go with Yadier Molina swinging an 0-0 pitch with no outs and grounding into a triple play.
Yo, he got into a double play too the inning before.
Yeah. All right, so 5 outs and 2 at bats. That's not good. I was watching this and I was like, dude, he swung at a slider that was about a foot out of the zone. Yeah. 0-0, first and second, no outs.
That was really bad. Worked out.
Not what I expected from you. I didn't expect an actual sport moment, but hey, so be it.
I mean, listen, I watched this and I was just like, gosh, I've never even done anything that bad, and I've had some bad at bats. Jeez.
Spags, what do you got?
Dude, honestly, I
If you
think
say nothing right now, I'm gonna
no,
come
no,
and
no, no,
smack
no.
you.
I got something.
All right.
I don't know if it's any good, but I don't know if you guys watch Hard Knocks. You know, the HBO special with the training camp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they got the Buccaneers this year, and dude, they can't keep Jameis Winston's cock out of their mouth. It's embarrassing, dude. Like I've never seen a more mediocre quarterback in my life, and they like can't stop talking about him. He's the franchise future of the league.
Well,
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, come on, man. Like he's had he had a decent year last year. He's probably like, I get he's got Mike. When you got Mike Evans, like I could play quarterback there. Just throw it out.
I mean, you know, like if he was our quarterback, I'd be like, that guy's the best. He's going to save our franchise. Because what else are you going to
Well, I
say?
mean, you're hopeful as a Bucs fan.
By the way, dude, on the Hard Knocks, did you see them clowning on Aguayo? I've never seen that like it.
I haven't seen this. Is it the second episode?
Oh,
dude,
this happened like a week ago, 2 weeks ago. The video.
He's lined up kicking, and the guy in the background's like, wide left. I'm telling you, wide left. And he fucking shanks it. He's like, I told you.
Is this the second episode? Because I haven't seen that yet.
This is a video that just went viral today or yesterday.
I don't know what it was, but I saw the video. I watched like 20 minutes of one of them. The one where they were singing and shit. I don't know which one that was, but
yeah.
But I was like, these guys, man, like they're that fucking terrible to him that they're like.
That's why you don't draft a kicker in the second round, man.
Very good point. Don't do that in fantasy. Don't do that in the NFL.
What's that?
Pat, what do you got?
Oh, well, we got the text thing. I'll let you talk about that. But,
we got two things.
So for me, actually, it's a dad thing. But I got 3 kids. I got a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So Sunday night, the 2 girls get out of the shower. My son gets out. He's already ready for bed and shit. And so the 6 and 4-year-old are freaking out, just fucking screaming, not doing what they fucking want. I'm pissed off. My wife's pissed off. We're all kind of yelling at each other. Shit. And my son is playing over in like the corner of the room, and he just rips the loudest fart I have ever heard, dude. Like, just absolutely rips.
Oh shit!
And all of us just looked at him and just started dying laughing. And like I was like, dude, he's a fucking comedian. Like it's just he is. It was awesome.
Oh, that's a good one, man.
That was good. That was pretty good.
Joe, take us home. Take us home, Joe.
All right, so I'm sitting on the couch today, and I was like, God, I guess I'm gonna fuck with somebody, but who am I gonna fuck with? If I texted Sanders, it would have been too easy. He would have fucked right back.
I already knew it.
It's not it. If I texted Sanders, he would have known that I was fucking with him. Same thing with Spags. Same thing with just about everybody else, except Pat. I didn't expect Pat to be expecting me to fuck with him. So I texted him. I didn't even remember what it was. I was like, damn, son, you sexy or something like that. And then he responded back somewhere along the line. What was it, Pat? What was it? Because
I don't know. You were texting me about like I don't know. We were talking about things, and you were like,
watch it took off. So it like started where we were just talking about something random, and then all of a sudden I was like, damn, you're sexy. And then he was like, I don't even know what he said back.
You were like, how old are you? And I'm like, 33. I'm like, what are you? Like? You're like, oh, I'm 21. And you're like, I guess I know. I said something like, oh, you said like,
he goes, yeah, I have kids. And I was like, damn, you're a sexy mom then, aren't you?
Right. And I was like,
and he played back, dude. He came right back, and I'm sitting on my couch like thrilled at what is going on because I did not expect him to come back with any of this. It was like I was sitting there and I tried to come up with the most random shit possible, and he fucking came right back and gave me right back.
Pat. Good for you, Pat.
It was good. And it didn't stop there.
On the lines of like people say I'm a hot mom, but like sometimes double gets in the way when I haven't shaved in a few days or something.
Yeah,
like.
And then I lost.
Been there, done that, man. I got nothing.
I lost it when he had this stubble comment.
The funny thing is, though, is that he was fucking with me, but then when I'm reading the text message, I'm like, well, I'm kind of new on his phone. Like maybe he doesn't. Maybe like he thinks I'm somebody else. So while he's fucking with me, I'm fucking with him, like trying to make sure. I'm like going back, like being like, well, maybe he thinks I'm some chick or something.
Yeah,
it was
fuck with him. He's gonna be like, what the fuck was that?
It was pretty good. I'm sitting there. You could probably picture us both on either ends. They're just like happy as shit because we think we're fucking with the other person. And meanwhile, like I'm sitting, dude, and I was just like, wow, this is awesome. This guy is here to stay. This is the funniest shit I've heard in a long time. So that's what I have. That's what we're gonna end with. That'll take us into next week.
All right. Later, boys.
Hey, fellas.
See ya, boys.